Hey everybody, I'm Madeline Sklar and welcome to Blab About Twitter. I am joined today by some fabulous people. I got my co-host Keith Keller all the way from down under, and we got Dawn here and Cheval. What an awesome group of people. Hello guys.
How you doing?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Dawn's like taking us for a walk. I love it.
I am. Well, I'm going to go outside because I'm at our Twitter offices, our Twub's offices today, and it's in a really cool kind of old house. So you guys get to see Twub's office now. Look at this.
Oh, nice.
Check that out. Isn't that kind of cool? It's like this old house. But anyway, they were having a meeting in there, and I didn't want. Now you can hear road noise. Now probably. Sorry.
It's
anyway,
okay.
All right, but now you get to see where the Twub's magic happens, and we're in Riverside.
Nice. I love it. Thanks for giving us the view.
That's brilliant. So you're on an iPhone then?
No, I'm standing here like a dork in front of the house holding my machine, my MacBook Pro, and people are driving by going, who the heck is that lady?
What is the matter with that lady?
Who's that lady? But she must.
Yeah.
How are you, Cheval?
I'm doing great. How y'all doing?
We're doing great.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm actually I'm here in the downtown Houston, and just want to share some value with everyone that's watching.
Do you guys know each other?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
we sure
we do. Yeah, she's actually she spoke at Social Media Breakfast Houston about 2 months ago about how to use Twitter, and it was really awesome.
Yeah, that was a really good one. It is recorded. There is a video of it. I'll have to go grab it. Rebecca Council did that for me, and it's on her blog, which I tweet out periodically. I use Tweet Jukebox. If you're not familiar, tweetjukebox.com. I actually have the interview with the CEO, Tim Fargo, coming up probably next week. And Tweet Jukebox is an amazing platform. If you guys want to go check it out, you can use it for free, and then they have a paid version. And the beauty of it, this is the example of using this as a great Twitter tip, by the way, if you haven't noticed. So when I spoke at that a few months ago, and Rebecca Council recorded it for me, she put it on her blog. She even did a Storify, which I thought was cool because a lot of people tweet like Cheval during the breakfast with the speaker and always doing nice little tweetables. There were so many tweetables of me that morning that we were trending in Houston, which was awesome.
Wow, that is very cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. So what I typically do when there's something cool like that, and it's something that I'm going to tweet out, and if it's something I feel is evergreen content, meaning that it's something that's not going to be old a month or two later, like it's still good, valuable information, I go put it into my Tweet Jukebox. And so it's like a folder. So I have a folder, and I will put the tweet in there, and it's just going to cycle through. And so maybe once every 10 days or 14 days, that tweet's going to circulate back out. You have control over the scheduling. I have so much stuff in my jukebox right now that you'll probably just see the tweet once every few weeks. But it's a great way to just keep that out there without having to keep spending time scheduling, because it gets frustrating to schedule, right?
Yeah. Actually, that's a very, very good point. I want to share some. I'm not going to take up the floor too much today, but I just want to share. I did some Twitter polls. I want to talk about Twitter polls today. But they were so fantastic, so interesting, because I asked a couple of questions. The first question I asked, and this is so fascinating, the answer I got, so totally different to what I thought. Would you prefer, 1, more followers, 2, more traffic to your website, or 3, more engagement with your followers? And 91% of people said, you know what, I really want engagement. I really want engagement with my followers. Followers by themselves are possibly a bit of an empty number if you're not doing anything with them. And a lot of people chase followers for their own sake. But I think the secret sauce, or what Madeline calls her Twitter magic sauce, we'll talk about that in a minute, is when you can engage with the people that are following you and bring them back to one-on-ones, bring them back to real-world conversations rather than just this innocuous list of people that you're not talking to. I've had plenty of conversations with people and said, okay, how many followers do you have? Oh, 50,000. You know who they are? No. Do you ever talk to them? No. What's the point of that? Oh, it's something really, really cool to talk to my agent about. Okay, but have you ever chatted to them? Have they ever come to your website? Are they writing guest blog posts for you? Are they ever on your blog? No, I don't even know who they are. And I think this is really ridiculous, but very common. Yeah. So I want to really bring today back to the idea of engagement, and I thought we could start with your Twitter magic sauce, Madeline, because you're talking about tweet chats, which is something you're so passionate about.
Yep.
And the second Twitter poll that I did, which had an overwhelming no, was, do you think Blabs will take over from Twitter chats? I thought they would.
Really?
I just think they would. I think they would. Because I don't go on Twitter chats.
Not going to happen. Even if Blab blows up, that's not going to happen.
Overwhelming 56%. No way! No way is that going to happen. So why don't you jump in there and talk about the engagement piece as it relates to Twitter chats? Why are they so powerful, and what do you recommend?
Well, Twitter chats are just amazing. Like, if you want to connect with people and you want to do it quickly, make amazing connections, you just hop on. Also, it's a great way to learn. A lot of people come to me and they're like newbies. They're still trying to learn Twitter. They're not quite sure how to do it. I say, you know what? Hop on a Twitter chat. Just do it. You'll learn as you go. You'll see how other people are tweeting. You'll see the style. You'll get the hang of it. And in the process, you're going to make amazing contacts. So I can't stress enough how great they are. And let's real quickly talk about like one of the don'ts in all of this. I mean, because lately everybody's asking me my do's and don'ts, and it's so funny. When you're on a Twitter chat, what so many times what I see people doing is they're not tagging people. And if you're not tagging people, they don't know you're talking about them. So you might be on a Twitter chat. And I'm going to use an example. I was just talking about this example on one of my podcast interviews. And the example is on my Go Girls Twitter chat. That's my music community. Many times we'll have a discussion about who are our heroes, who are the people we look up to in the music business. And so many times people will say Amanda Palmer. Amanda Palmer is like the indie artist hero in the world. Her claim to fame is that she was in this really popular band, 10 or 20 years ago called the Dresden Dolls. And her other claim to fame is she was the first person to reach $1 million on a Kickstarter. So that was really amazing. So here's the thing. People talk about her on the Twitter chat, but they're just saying, they're typing her name. They're not tagging her. They're not taking that extra second. Because really, if you think about it, how long does it take to go search? Just have a separate window open on your browser. Or if you're on your phone, it'll be a little bit harder on your phone. Take an extra moment, look them up, get the username, the Twitter handle, and, tag them. And so what's happened many times is that her name will come up in the conversation. And what I'll typically do is take that person's tweet, retweet it, and I will tag the person that's being talked about so they can become part of the conversation. They can read through the tweets and see what's going on. So one time this happened with Amanda Palmer. And I mean, I replied to somebody, I tagged Amanda, then other people responded, other people retweeted. And then all of a sudden out of the blue, she comes on during the live chat and she's like, what is this GG chat? What's going on? Because she was getting tagged left and right. And I was like, oh my God, we got her attention. It was so powerful. Wow. And here's the thing though, because that's a total wow, right? Like, wow, we got the attention of a major influential person. Okay. So number one, that was huge, all because of tagging. Here's the second part of that. Very unexpected. She has over 1 million followers, which is just amazing in itself. She only follows back I don't know, I'd have to go look it up. I think maybe 500 people or 600 people, not that many. She decided right then and there to follow my Go Girls Music Twitter. And I was completely wowed by that. Like, wow, how powerful is this? All because were talking about somebody and they're not being tagged. And I just made sure they were tagged. So when you're on a Twitter chat, not only is it a powerful way to connect with the people that are there right now with you that you're chatting with, but if other names come up in conversation, and this is usually like somebody mentioning somebody of influence, and it doesn't mean tagging them is going to draw them in, but tagging them will get them a notification. Now, do they read their notifications? We don't know. Do they have somebody else running their Twitter? We don't know. But hey, you don't know unless you do it. Plus, at minimum, if you're tagging somebody, everybody else can click on it and see, well, who is this person they're talking about? If I just say Amanda Palmer and you don't know who she is, you'll just see it. It looks like a text, on the tweet. You can't click on it. I tag her. Now you're like, oh, I'm going to click on this person and see who is this they're talking about. And now that gives you the opportunity to follow and maybe go find something you like and retweet and go to their website and on and on and on. So little things like this make such a huge difference. When I'm teaching my courses, not only do I teach these individual things, I also talk about the big picture. Like right now, my course that I'll be teaching later tonight is called Tweeting for Profits. A lot of what I'm teaching is looking at the big picture of what we're doing. So it's not just these little things, it's the little things, and then you guys zoom back and look at the big picture of what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Look, that is amazing. I just want to, I'm just wondering if we can do this politely. David Bain has just made this amazing comment, and I really want to pick up on that. In a Twitter chat, most people give their opinion too quickly. They focus on being fast and not waiting for a few more seconds and being thoughtful. I'm wondering if I could really be a bit of a mongrel and ask one of you guys to drop out so we could get David Bain to drop in and pick that up. Would you mind, one of you guys, to drop out and come back in later? Thank you. Okay. All right. Now
we both have to drop out.
Okay, so David Bain has now said he's got mobile bandwidth.
Come on in, David. Come join us.
At the very least, I want to pick up on that theme because, look, to be honest, living in Australia, a lot of the really great Twitter chats are not at a time that's actually human for me. They're at 3 in the morning, 1 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I've tried staying up. I've tried getting up. But I've got to be honest, I'm not that good in the morning. We've got to maybe start an Australian. We'll start an Australian.
All right. So David said he can't make it. Dawn, why don't you come back in and we'll finish having a chat with the four of us. What's that?
All right. You'll run it. Yeah, that's okay. I know that Samantha's in there from Ireland. I don't know what time it is there. I think it's about 11:30 at night.
We'll rotate. We'll rotate around.
Don't you love this? Don't you love this? Here we are. I'm in Melbourne. You're in Houston. We've got 2 people in Houston. We've got someone in Riverside, LA.
2 of us in Houston.
We got Dublin. We got Scotland. We got Axel calling in from Melbourne. I really want to get Axel on the call because he's got such a fundamentals Twitter strategy that we really need to pick up on what he's doing. And there's a couple of people in from the UK. Yeah, 23:21. It's nearly 11:30 there in Dublin. So Tweeting Goddess is getting ready for sleep. But
it's nice having people, all over the world. That's what makes Blab so really cool is that we can have a chat like this and reach a worldwide audience. I love that. It's one of the definite pluses in being here on Blab. And it seems like this is a good time of day to do it. For us in the U.S. and for those overseas, this seems to really work. So.
Samantha's saying, sleep? What sleep?
Dawn, we can't hear you. Dawn, you're muted.
Well, Cheval, do you want to pick up on this idea of Twitter chats or just picking up on what Madeline was saying? Do you do them? Do you like them? What are your comments on Twitter chats?
I love Twitter chats.
He's on a lot of them.
I mean, here's the reason why I love Twitter chats is because it allows you to engage with your community. And you get to learn about different different points on social media, and also get to know more about the person who is who's running the Twitter chats. And I can say for example, Samantha. I met Samantha in a Twitter chat, early this year, and then then getting to interact with other people. Like for example, I could share one like with Media Chat. Randy Zuckerberg, who's the sister of Mark Zuckerberg, was the guest on Media Chat. So you had the opportunity to interact with her and learn about get to ask her questions about like her book and also her business. So that's the power of Twitter chats there.
Yeah. Well, do you want to, just in case people are not using them, they will start shortly after today, do you want to give us maybe half a dozen that we can check out? Ones that, because I went looking for some yesterday, because I know you love them, and I couldn't find any that were suitable for my time zone.
Well, Media Chat is definitely suitable because, that one, Cheval, that's what, 8 o'clock our time, I think, right? Or no 9 o'clock our time, 10 o'clock East Coast. And so for you in Australia, Keith, that one should work really good.
So when is that?
Not so good for people in Europe. It is Thursdays, so it'll be Friday for you. For us, it's Thursday at 10 o'clock Eastern in the evening. Media Chat is one of my all-time favorites. I've met some of the most amazing people. Adele DeMeyer, I met there. I've met, oh my gosh, it's just countless. I can picture all their faces. It's so many people. I know, Cheval, you're always on there. That one, Influencer Chat's really good. I always see you on that one. I love that one.
Yeah.
And Viral Chat.
Yeah, definitely.
When is that one?
Which one?
Influencer Chat.
Tuesdays. They're not going to have it tonight. With the holidays, a lot of them are canceled until the first of the year. But Tuesdays at 7 o'clock our time, so it's 8 o'clock Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
And Viral Chat, I finally can come to because I could never do Hoot Chat on Thursday afternoons or Viral Chat Thursday evenings because of my GG Chat. And now that I've stepped back from the day-to-day of that, I've got other people that have stepped up that are running those times for me every week. So it's really been freeing me up to do more and to come onto some chats. Viral Chat has been awesome. I love it. Aaron does an amazing job.
Oh yeah. And also, and I guess also Influencer Chat too. Like both of those were like Viral Chat and Influencer Chat were both. Rebecca Radis played a huge part in making those successful in the planning stages.
Right.
And both of those are really awesome as well. And there's another one called Content Chat, which is Content Chat, and then
that's a good one. Monday nights. No, Monday afternoon. With
Monday
Lucy.
afternoons. And add on to that, S-Biz Hour by both Brian Fanzo and Rebecca.
Yeah. And also the blogger one here in Blog Elevated. Love your hat, Samantha.
Hi.
Hey, Samantha.
I'm officially on my Christmas holidays. Woo! It's Christmas.
Yay.
So hi guys, I just thought I'd jump in just for a sec. Just about Twitter chats. You can create your own one as well, and that's important for people to know. I think that, if you are going to create one though, you need to be consistent and say that it's on at this time every week, so that the people will join in. And even if you can't necessarily be there, get someone else to be there. And, get a couple of people that can kind of cover for you. Like I started Irish Biz Party, and it was every Wednesday night. So for the past 3 years, Wednesday nights have just been, I can't do anything Wednesday nights, but I have, I realized, hang on, I can't do this all on my own. So I got a team. It's like everything. You get a team around you that'll support you, and do it voluntarily every Wednesday night, but it trends every week on Twitter, every week. So, now it's in Ireland, right? But, there's no reason. There's British Biz Party now. There's no reason why you can't have Australia Biz Party, AUS Biz Party. There's USA Biz Party.
Absolutely.
I'm launching a USA Biz Party in 2016. So, if you're into tech, there's eco chats, there's agri chat, which is agriculture, farmers, there's all kinds of different chats, so it's just, I suppose a lot of people don't understand Twitter chats. Maybe that's
Yeah,
Maybe
and there's a
that's-
question. Mr. Wonderful here is asking, what is a Twitter chat? And I've been getting that a lot lately. People that are not familiar with it. And really, the easiest way to describe it is there's a hashtag, and we say, okay, every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to meet at that hashtag and chat for an hour about this topic. And everybody congregates. And the thing is that a lot of new people don't quite understand, that I know it's hard in the beginning, is the hashtag has to be in your tweet. So I recommend using tweetchat.com. Use tweetchat.com. It does it for you.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not working, sometimes they've got the issues with the API, then use tchat.io.
Or Twabs. You got to use Twabs.
Twabs! What about Twabs?
Twabs.
I'm still going. I'm not done. God knows. I'm doing my list. Succession.
Can you imagine Dawn there in the background going, what?
Twabs! Twabs! She's going, man, my computer, why did it kick me out? I needed to scream out Twubs. Twubs is awesome. Some people like using Hootsuite and TweetDeck, which is fine. I like having Hootsuite open just so I can see if somebody sometimes people mention you without the hashtag, and you don't want as the person running the chat, you don't want to miss those but it's always interesting. Somebody new, or at the very beginning, they'll do a tweet, hey, I'm here, I made it. And then the whole hour goes by, you don't hear from them. At the very end, they're like, I forgot to put the hashtag in all hour. Yep. And so we don't, we're all like hyper focused on the hashtag. So, but Samantha, good point though, too, about starting your own, because, if there's not something there.
Did we lose them?
If there's something that is not available, that's missing, start your own. If it's not, you're in a part of the world where there's not one that works.
Yes, Dawn. I'm going to, oh boy.
What? We lost your video, Cheval. We just have your audio.
Can I just quickly...
Cheval, do you want me to go out and let Cheval, or let... I'm gonna...
No.
Okay,
Dawn wants to come back on. She wants to probably tell us all.
I want to do a really quick Twitter chat decoder for people that haven't heard any of these terms, and I really apologize for people. But I want to break apart from a non-biased point of view why Twubs exist in this biosphere and the others that are there too. So TweetChat and tchat.io are faster. They're super fast Zen-like creatures that just basically collate the tweets in real time. Now, if that's important, you can't use Twubs yet. And I know Dawn is up for this because we've had this chat before. The reason I love Twubs, twubs.com / whatever the username is or hashtag is because you can brand it. You can add images, and it looks funky. I mean, it looks fantastic, but it's a little slow. And you don't have an Android app. You don't have an app, or it doesn't look good on a mobile. But, Dawn is here at the beginning of her journey. In 5 years' time, Twubs is going to be the new Blab. What a great quote. Twubs is going to be the new Blab. It's going to be an awesome site which everyone is going to be using. But at the moment, it's slow. And that's why Madeline recommends TChat and TweetChat over it, because it's Zen. No fluff and bubble. There's nothing on the side. There's no images, which I love. So if you want to go and check that out, it's www.twubs.com. That's my personal stamp of approval for the Twubs mega site. And
Dawn, we still can't hear you.
I was being quiet. There was ambient
there
noise.
You go. Okay.
Thank you for mentioning again that we don't have an app.
Can you chime in on your opinion on Twubs?
Oh, we've got snow.
We got snow on here. Oh my God.
Is that from? Oh, that is cute.
That is so cool.
Well, thank you for mentioning that, Keith, because I know we don't have. I know we don't have an app. We don't have an Android app either. But it is being worked on, and the powers that be know that we need to have a mobile solution. But I think that the real difference is, of course, I use it. I use the product to host my chat, and I like being able to get the reports afterwards. I like being able to interact. And the biggest piece is I want to decorate my own space. If I'm hosting a conversation around a virtual cooler, I don't want them looking at Twitter stuff and whatever. I want it to have my brand. I want it to have my links. I want it to have, so it really is about branding my space and making it comfortable for the community that I've invited to interact. And I love the snow, and look at it.
It's so cool.
Can I just give a tip for beginners that might not be familiar with Twitter chats? If you are going to join a Twitter chat, if you open a tab on your computer and just go into your notifications first, okay? And then you open another tab and go into twitter.com and then put into the search box the tweet chat hashtag. And then you click on live tweets. Then you have two tabs open, one with your notifications and one with the hashtag chat. It's just a good way to start you off until you get to know how to use TweetDeck and Twobs and all those kind of things. It's a nice way to kind of start, and you can keep an eye on people who are engaging with you, and then you can keep an eye on the hashtag at the same time. Just for beginners, like I found that easy for.
That's a great tip.
When people were trying to get started and they didn't really know what to do. And always be honest when you do join these chats. Like put the hashtag into the chat and say, look, guys, I'm new, not really sure what I'm doing. And people will rush to help you. People love newbies. They love helping people.
Yeah. And anyone who's hosting a chat, or at the very beginning, a lot of times to even be aware that there are people for whom this is their first time in this. It's a weird way to communicate. It just is. It's just weird. It's, you send out a tweet and I said, so giving people those guidelines and saying, hey, if I post out questions, I'll put a Q1, I'll make sure. So those little tips are I think they're just polite.
Well, and the newbie will remember that, and the newbie will come back next week, and then they'll tell their friends about it. So it's just like, people. It's people again. The same. I'm always talking about. It's all about people, and if you treat people and welcome them, they're going to come back. And if you're just doing a Twitter chat and you're ignoring different people, like let's say someone comes in with 20 followers, and they're just trying to get involved, and guide them, hold their hand, and then. They will come back. And that person with 20 followers could have thousands of contacts on LinkedIn that he could tell all about it, or she could tell all about it. So don't ignore anyone, I always say.
And I think that's one of the reasons why Madeline is such a great, well, Keith, you too, is that you don't assume just because someone doesn't know how to do a chat or know about Twitter that they're ignorant. I mean, you respect their tremendous wealth of knowledge, like exactly what Samantha just said. They could have a tremendous network, so they're not on Twitter. So what? There was a day when I was on Twitter. So what? And to be able to have that. Yeah, shut up. Actually, there was. I was pre-verbal, but no, the internet wasn't invented back when I was pre-verbal.
Twitter's nearly 10 years old. That's in itself a bit of a spin out.
Yeah, definitely. So we're talking about engagement, and so there are a lot of other ways to engage with people on Twitter. One of the really big ones is images. Images are extremely important. In my classes, I like drill in everybody's heads, like you need to have like most of your tweets have an image on there because it makes such a difference. If you don't believe there's a power in that, go over to Twitter, click on the home, go into the little home feed, and just scroll through and see what stands out is the ones with images. And now that, the new feature where they got rid of the cropping, which I'm so excited about. I hated that cropping thing they did because you never knew what part they were going to crop. And sometimes our pictures look terrible. And always having to make sure that you have the right dimensions. Easier said than done. Sometimes, like me, I'm moving fast and I'm just like popping a photo up, and now you can see everything. It looks so much better. So, what do you guys have to say about photos and videos, imagery, and the importance of it? I would love to hear everybody.
Well, I just did my Christmas wish by Twitter video. So I just did it. That's why, hence the Santa hat. Sorry, I actually forgot I had it on me. Sorry when I joined. But can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. I just did a Twitter video on my Twitter, and I think the Twitter video is quite powerful. I haven't been using it that much, but people seem to like it. People seem to like when I do actually do the video and I say, look, I just said, oh, happy Christmas, everyone. Thanks for your support. You know, something like that. And I have found they're getting quite good engagement. So that's, but pictures definitely, like it could be something as simple as a nice sunset when you're out and about, you know, because people want to see the human side of you and what you're up to besides sitting at your desk working. Like, so I find things like that, little insights into your world, I suppose. You know, we all want to know. It's like a celebrity. We want to know what Justin Bieber's up to on his downtime and, you know, that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'd be like that with Ted Rubin. Ted Rubin's my Justin Bieber, so.
Yeah, well, the video is very powerful, like you were saying, Samantha. You know, that, you know, it's interesting. I think a lot of people don't realize you can do this. It came out in end of January this year. So it's been almost a year. And it's so powerful that, you know, on your phone, you can sit here and do a video response to somebody and personalize it, especially somebody new, like a new follower. And Gary Vaynerchuk's really big with it. He loves to communicate with people that way. So powerful. Does anybody here do that? You know,
does everyone, will I do a quick demo?
Sure.
So there you have your Twitter, okay, and you see the camera thing on the bottom. You see the compose tweet at the bottom. So if you click compose tweet, just for people that don't know about Twitter video, if you click compose tweet, we won't show my nail varnish because I need to do it again. And if you click on the camera icon, you're going to compose a tweet, okay, and then you click the camera icon, then you should be brought to an option to put the video camera. So we click on the video camera, and then we are going to
and you're ready.
You hold that. You can take a 30-second video, say, hi, blah, 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 and then take your finger off the video. So I'll do that just quickly now. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll take it off.
And if you don't like it, you can hit the X and exit out and start over, which I love because, you know, sometimes you want to get it just right.
Oh, yeah. And you should have seen the amount of selfies I took today to get the right one, you know. So, and then you click done up here. And there's your video. And then you just add your text in at the top and say, oh, hi, this is my video of blah, 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 blah. And then you've got a tweet with content. That's content right there.
Yeah, what I would love to see everybody do, I love to give out call to actions. I love to give out homework. What I want everybody to do today is at least one video. You do it with your phone. You can now do it on your computer. They do have that ability now more recently, like I think it was the last couple of months. But all you do so easily on your phone, open up your Twitter app on your phone, and like what Samantha was just showing you is so easy, and make a little video. Pick a new follower you have today. You're going to like make their day. Pick a new follower and go do that. And they will be blown away. You can do up to 30 seconds, but you know, if you're not comfortable, just do like 5 seconds. Like, hey, so-and-so, thank you for following me today. You rock. And they're going to freak out. They're going to retweet it. They're going to tell all their friends. It's going to be an amazing experience. So
that's a great example. I think I saw that first. I had someone, I was on a blab, and I think it was Ed Brophy from Palm Springs sent a thank you tweet. I thought that was the greatest idea. And so I don't do that after every Twitter chat that I do, but I'll pick usually about 2 or 3 folks to try to throw a video thank to. And it's like, what a fun, and it's good because then again, you're reminding people that we're taking advantage of the medium. You know, this isn't a podcast where you don't get to see the people listening while they're driving. You know, I mean, this is a different medium, and it's being able to actually add that human side of it. And I love that you did that, Samantha, that you went ahead and show those things. I was having problems loading them because I was shooting them on my Mac and then trying to get them on my phone. Would have been easier to just shoot it on my phone.
Trevor mentioned he can't see them playing in TweetDeck. Do any of you know anything about that? I don't use TweetDeck.
I use Hootsuite. I don't use TweetDeck. It should show up because, I mean, it's just an embedded video within the tweet. So it's, you know, I don't know. That's a good question. If anybody else has TweetDeck here that knows, I
Does
can't
it not
imagine
play,
why it would.
Trevor? Is that what you mean? It doesn't play when you click on the video? Like if you go into my Twitter stream, you should see the video that I put up. So does the video not play? Trevor, if you want to answer that. Actually, will I let Trevor in? Or won't play in the TweetDeck, have to open in a new window.
Okay, so it's not playing within the TweetDeck, and that would be odd though, because TweetDeck is owned by Twitter, so it would kind of make no sense. Like, why would they do that? But I guess when you have your column up and you're just like Hootsuite and you're looking at it, I guess it won't play. Well, you know what? It's not going to play on Hootsuite either. It'll play. You have to be at twitter.com. So you know what? That answers it. It's not going to play within that app, just like it wouldn't do it on Hootsuite. You're going to have to actually click on the tweet, click on the timestamp. It'll open up the tweet at twitter.com. Then it'll play. It's going to play within the native app, which is Twitter.
That's the answer. I think one of the other great tips that I just heard from Tristan last night on ATW networking, I heard him say that really making clear for people what your go-to platform is, because we're blabbing about Twitter, right? And so for all of us, Twitter has been it. That's been our it's all streams pour into that ocean for us. And so, letting people know with your, call to action, how to connect with you, whether it's, Madeline, it's, come and sign up for my classes or follow my blog or, get email, whatever your objective is. I mean, but letting people know that what your, this is where my home base is, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, that's my world.
That's good.
Say that again, Keith. Sorry.
Axel Costa, the coolest dude. I mean, the coolest dude, probably Melbourne's #1 tweeter, says that he gets a lot of good response from his videos. So I'm going to try and find some of those and tweet them out as examples. But what I'd like people to do is I'd like them to add blab about Twitter, the hashtag blab about Twitter, and that way we'll pick it up. So we'll be able to see them. It's exactly what you were talking about with the Twitter chats before. There could be a whole lot of people tweeting on their phone, and we don't know because they haven't tagged us or added a hashtag. We've got no way of knowing that they're doing that, and we can't retweet it. We can't find it. So either tag us or add blab.
We're right here.
Twitter.
Click this right here. Tweet. Hit the little tweet button and that'll tweet out with the hashtag because I have it in the topic.
You do, and that's very clever as well, folks. If you want to get your blab noticed on Twitter, what Madeline has done there is she's put the hashtag at the start of the title, and that means that she can go back later and she can see who joined in the chat, and you can all connect after the blab, which is very important as well, I think, because obviously there's 18 people in the room here that are interested in a blab about Twitter. So we can probably all connect on Twitter afterwards.
Right. One of the other hacks that I got to try out today was one of the beauties of Blab is having this great conversation that's going on. I guess it's on this side, having the conversation going on. But after a Blab, having to go in and follow everyone on Twitter, it's because you basically have two conversations going, right? You've got one on the hashtag that's out happening in Twitterville, and then you've got this blab conversation. And so I used something I saw Kristen Cardos recommend called Click to Tweet. And basically you go into Click to Tweet and you drop that link. It's like a bit.ly link into the blab conversation. It pulls up a nice little, puts the hashtag in it, and then puts the answer, A1, A2, A3, just whatever that little piece is before. So I tried that on my Twub chat today, and it was great because now all of a sudden I had stuff that I could storyfy, basically for me to be able to pull a storyfy together. I need the conversation on Twitter. So it was a way to drive a little bit, not the whole thing, but just a few things out onto Twitter. So I was able to capture their tweets.
That's a great tool.
So
I use it a lot on my blog. Way. Like today I posted a new episode for my Twitter Smarter podcast, and I have the show notes on my blog, and I'll usually do a couple of tweetables. And I go into Click to Tweet. They have a free account and the paid account. And the free account, you can do a lot with that. You just don't get the stats. You don't get the stats and you can't edit. But on the paid account, do the paid account. You can edit, you get the stats. There's a lot more you can do with it. And yeah, the 4, very limiting. I think they should have it unlimited because if you can't edit or get stats, there's not a lot. I don't know. I want to be able to edit, but I put at least 2 tweetables into the show notes, and it's nice because people can click on it. And here's another hack. You're going to like this one with Click to Tweet. So sometimes in my podcast, or I'll just say it right now, I'll say, you know what? I would love for you to show the love for my podcast and do a little tweet. But I've done the work for you. So go to, and you could all do this right now, go to madelinesklar.com/love. And you can share the love. And what that is, when you type that in, a tweet's going to pop up. It's Click to Tweet. that I did. So I went to click to tweet, set it up. But then here's the other part of the hack. So then you're like, well, wait a minute. How did she do MadeleineSclar.com/love? And so I use, why am I blanking? I'm using, why am I blanking on my website?
Because we're all trying to get on it now.
It's been a long day, and it's snowing again on the screen. I have a WordPress blog. It's like, why did the word WordPress not come up? Okay, so on my WordPress blog, I have a plugin called Pretty Link. Nice. And Pretty Link is so awesome because what you can do is, like, when you have a blog post, it's like a long URL, right? And you can shorten it so it'll be your domain / whatever. So I'll use it for something like, take the click to tweet and then make it, tie it all together is what I'm doing. Or for like my blog post, I'll say on the blog, go check out the show notes at MadeleineSclar.com / TwitterSmarter27. That'll get you to episode number 27, whereas the real URL is super long. So those are two tools that I use a lot, and I like using them together as well. So
nice. I just dropped in a little article about Pretty Link, and I love it that you've used those together. I would never have thought of that, to share the love from your blog. I think that's brilliant.
Isn't that neat?
You're just killing it.
This is 20 years, girl. This is 20 years of doing this. Yeah,
so much
it's
learn from each other. There's we can all learn so much. Sorry.
Yeah, Cheval, you keep posting the link, but it's not the right. You posted one that you didn't get my name right, so it's not link. It's not doing the click to tweet. I'm just checking it, but thank you guys for sharing all that and doing that. I appreciate it. It's little things like that, I pick up lots of little things along the way and then figure out, like, how can I make this work for me and how can I make this work for my clients? But when you said click to tweet, whenever I hear somebody say click to tweet, I think of my little hack with the MadeleineSclar.com /love. And that was something I heard on a podcast. I think it was Amy Porterfield, like 3 or 4 years ago. And then it turns out Mike Stelzner from Social Media Examiner does it. Pat Flynn does it. So other people do it too. It's just a great little hack.
I don't know about this, to be honest. I actually don't know about this. So I'd like to learn more about that. How to do this.
About what?
About how to click to tweet.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are you familiar with click to tweet?
No.
Yeah, I think I just dropped in I'll drop in the thing again.
I've just done it. I've gone onto that thing and I'm just doing it there now. So I've just done it. Yeah, it's cool.
So basically what it does is it gives people a way. For me, it was the bridge back to Twitter that I needed because I wanted to get the analytics off of whatever I'm using in Twitter. So because right now Blab just has the conversations, which are fabulous and I love them, but a little bit of that conversation I want to be able to report on. I want to be able to have the reports that I can pull off of TWUBs and say, hey, this many people retweeted. This is the number of times they retweeted. These are their followers. Who was the most active? So then that gives me intelligence to go back later and thank people. I'm going to thank them anyway, but it gives me a little bit of insight. But if all the conversations going on here, you can't get that.
Right.
Yeah, true. I use Tweetbinder to get the stats.
Mm-hmm. Tweetbinder is good. I've been using SpiderCube. They're really good.
SpiderCube.
Yeah.
Don't know
Tweetbinder was really good, but I love the way they lay out the stats on a Twitter chat. I don't know if they've changed, but a couple of years ago when I was using them, it was free until you hit 2,000 tweets. And then my other chat was really popular and we would easily hit 2,000 tweets and then I couldn't use it. And it was a little pricey, I thought. So I just looked around at
There you go, Don. There's something you can work on with TWUBs.
I know. Believe me,
three big customers here. If you do, dude.
Believe me, your input and what that is literally that's on my project sheets to hear who are the people that are killing it on Twitter, that are using it, and that people are listening to because they are influencers within their space because they're genuine and they're accessible and they're creative and they've been teaching. They've got hearts of teachers, which all three of you do. How are they using reporting? And that was, I did a whole series of Blab interviews earlier this month to basically say, what do you want? in terms of reporting, because we want to get all that information and give it to our tech elves.
Yeah.
Your tech elves, I love it.
Can we
have a question that came in from Creatives Link. They're saying, so on a blog, do you keep your blogs on your sites or on your WordPress or Medium? And if it's on your site, is that where one adds the code called Twitter cards?
Oh, good question.
I mean, I have WordPress. I mean, you know, the whole point of WordPress is that you write your blog and it's, you know, it's on WordPress. I, of course, will take my WordPress blog and go copy it and put it in LinkedIn, because that's really a smart thing to do now. And I'm starting to use Medium, because Medium, a lot of people like Medium. I knew my dog was going to start barking. Sorry. And so I'm starting to, so basically I'm repurposing. When you hear the word repurpose, that's what we're talking about. You have it in one place and then you go put it in other places. So I think it's smart to cover your bases and get it out to as many places, because while a lot of people go to my MadelineSclar.com for my blog, they might discover me on Medium because I just happen to post it on Medium. So that's my 2 cents. What do you guys have to say about that? It's a great question.
That's a great question. I don't know what the question is about Twitter cards. Is that something that you're setting up on your Twitter account? I mean, there is something that you can do on your Twitter account, right?
It's kind of not really related. I mean, I'm not sure why they asked that. Twitter cards is like, you know, Twitter card is like a tweet you can do, and you're able to do more than your typical tweet. Like you could have more than 140 characters. You can have it set to go to your MailChimp. It was like these other things that's not really related so much to, you know, where do you have your blog? So not sure about that.
The Twitter card has a link, creates more engagement. Okay, maybe that's what.
Yeah, so if you wanted to go to your site, which Madeline was saying there, like I would just send it to my site because I want people to go to my site. But I mean, Twitter cards, to be honest, I don't really get them at all. And my girl that does my website, she does them and sets them up for me. So it's a coding thing. You have to put a code in and stuff. But you see,
can I just jump in here? There is an actual decoder on Twitter cards on Madeline's really, really, really awesome podcast called Twitter Smarter, which I listened to in the mountains of Laos while I was talking to monkeys. You want to talk about really clearly, really clearly decodes the idea of Twitter cards. I haven't had a chance to have a look at them yet, but can you just quickly talk about that podcast? I'll find it in a minute, and so that we can all have a go at this one.
Yeah, let's throw
You're
that
talking
in.
about the episode? You're talking about the episode with the Twitter card? That was with Christina Kehoe from Infusionsoft. And she talked about Twitter cards. Twitter cards are pretty cool. It's so interesting. That's what I'm teaching tonight in my class is Twitter ads and Twitter cards. And Twitter cards are really cool. People are so unaware of this feature. And I think the problem is Twitter has all of this embedded in the ads section, the Twitter cards, and you don't have to buy an ad to use Twitter cards. Now, some ads you do have to place code on your website, and I know for a lot of people that's too techy. But the card I'm going to teach tonight is the one where it collects your email address, which I feel like of all the cards, that's the most important. I mean, do people not realize you can collect email addresses on Twitter? I mean, this is brilliant, and it is gold. Your email addresses that you collect are gold. I stress to people over and over, even though I'm the big social media evangelist, especially Twitter, I could do a tweet right now, okay? And I'm going to get some engagement. I'm going to get some people clicking and viewing and all. I can look at the analytics. But if I send an email out with the same information, more people are going to see it. I'm going to have higher conversions. It's just better all around. So we use social media to promote ourselves and stuff. But at the end of the day, your email list is really your most important asset.
Mm-hmm. So we could create Twitter. So can you put the link to that? I'd like to watch that because you know what? I want to put a Twitter card up for the social media summit to get signups. To build that email list.
Yep, that's brilliant. And I had no idea. I always thought Twitter cards were about, giving more real estate for a graphic. I didn't know.
You can. That's one of it. There's like a variety of cards. I mean, that's one aspect, and you can do that. There's one to promote an app. So let's say you have an app. like an iOS app. There's one specifically to promote an app. There's one specifically for the gaming people. So they've got like this whole list. I'll have to go pull up the link. There's a whole list of like all these different types. I feel like the most important one, again, is the one that collects email addresses, because, I mean, when you think about social media, can we collect social email addresses on social media? No. But we can now on Twitter by using a Twitter card. And again, as I mentioned before, you can do this without having to put code on your website. Like I use MailChimp, and what I'm going to walk through the process tonight of how I do it with my MailChimp. And you have to have two browser screens open because you got to go in your MailChimp, you got to go to a specific place and pull a code and go pop it in over here on Twitter when you're building the card. Then you got to go back to MailChimp, and you have to do a little bit of back and forth, but it is really easy. It's not having to be techie and go into your WordPress site and figure out where to place some code. So it's a little bit easier than that. So yeah, I think
I get my WordPress girl to do all that.
Yeah,
I just say,
that's
you
good.
just do that for me, because when it comes to code, I'm like me and maths. I'm terrible with mathematics, and the minute I see numbers, besides follower numbers, but the minute I see numbers, I just blank. It's weird. And when I see code, I just blank. And she's she loves all that stuff. So I just pay her to do all that. But I really should try it myself. That's the workshop you're doing tonight, but you have a recording of that.
It's part of my course. What I'm doing right now is a 4-week training course. It's a paid course. And I do the live class every week for 4 weeks, and then I bundle it up for people that miss it live and can just want to watch it later, work at their own pace. So if you go to tweetingforprofits.com, that's where it's at. And I mean, if anybody's interested, even though we're 2 weeks in, I've already done 2 classes. There's 2 more. So anybody that signs up, you still get all the recordings. And this is the live part of the class. I'm also building a web page for this for all the students, where you'll have like it all chunked out. So I'm going to go make like these individual ones, because some people don't want to sit through an hour and a half. Sometimes mine are 2 hours, because I can talk about this all day. Week 1 was almost 2 hours. So yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I just, there was so much to cover, and I love talking about this stuff. But some people prefer to just watch like a little 5-minute video and then a 10-minute video and like individual items. So that's what I'm building right now. When I do courses, I'm not one of those people where you pay me X number of dollars and I'm going to give you a video and you're never going to hear from me again. Like, I don't operate like that. So when I do courses, like my first one, my beginner's course, Twitter Smarter, like every time I do a new live one, which I do about once or twice a year because of the Twitter changes, anybody that's signed up over the years can come onto the live course for free again. And then I keep updating it on the webpage, so they have complete access. There's a Facebook group for it. There's all kinds of, goodies that everybody gets. So I feel like there's a lot of value for anybody that's interested in this stuff. So it's 2 courses: Twitter Smarter, which is like beginners, is twittersmarterclass.com. And that's more for beginners and intermediate people that want to learn strategies. A lot of people are on Twitter, but they're not really grasping a lot of these things that I'm talking about, like, little things like tagging and little things like putting images that grab attention. So that's all in my Twitter Smarter Masterclass. And then for this Tweeting for Profits I'm doing right now is things like exactly what I'm teaching tonight with doing the Twitter card to collect email addresses, things that will, in the big picture, help you profit, whether it's, we're not going to do it next week because of the holidays. But it'll be and also because that one's going to be on Twitter chats, and we're going to be on a live Twitter chat. So it's going to be the following, because I want everybody to come on with me, and we're going to get on Influencer Chat live. And so I want to show, like, this is how you get on. I mean, because Influencer Chat, some people get on that and they're like, that is too much, because it's so fast moving. Even I think it's fast moving. It goes 100 miles an hour. But I make great connections there, and I want to show people how to make great connections that ultimately in the big picture will help your career with whatever it is you do.
It's great. That's fantastic.
I think there's a great question, Madeline. There's a great question from David Werba. I think it was kind of going back a little bit about our email list, building your email list as being your gold, which I absolutely agree with. I mean, that is your gold. And he said something about he's been building lists since 2002 and that they decline. The older they are, they decline in value because they're, the reason why people signed up. What do you say about that? I actually, well, it doesn't matter what I think, but what do you think about that?
I'm sorry. I was typing in the link to my Twitter Smarter class. So tell me, I heard half of it, but I wasn't processing it. So tell me again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, so his point, and basically from it, because that's what my background was too, was in the direct response industry. And the older the list, the less valuable it is because it's like fresh produce. So if names were captured 2, 3, 4 years ago, they're not going to be as valuable or engaged because the reason why they signed up for originally, they probably don't even remember anymore, especially if there hasn't been a conversation. But I think we're in a new era now where interactivity is very, very different. Yeah. It's not just the whole conversation isn't just about email anymore. It's email and continuing a conversation, and there's now video that's in there, and there's social media, which is wasn't around back in 2002. So what do you think about that in terms of email list?
Oh, it's so incredibly true. I mean, I've been an online marketer for 20 years, so imagine what my list must look like. I'm always having to go through and weed out what I'm working on right now. My current list has a lot of people from years back, and I just watched the numbers change where I'm not getting the conversions, I'm not getting the opens. So there's a strategy for that I've learned that works really good, where what you do is you keep doing your emails for a while, then you go look at it and you go look and see who's opening it and who's opening it consistently over a period of time. And you go take them into a new list or a little sub list. And so that these are like, your interested people. And then the people that are not open, that have consistently not opened, pull them out, send them a couple of emails saying, hey, I'm cleaning out this list. And, if you're still interested, actually get them to sign back up and then just completely remove these people because you're paying for it. And so good point. Email is dead. You got to, there's a really good point on the chat room there. But, what's the point of paying the money, sending emails out if people are not paying attention anymore? So you want to keep it fresh and updated.
Do you use some tech for that? Let me just decode what I think I hear you say, just in case people didn't follow along. You have a big list, but I occasionally get an email to say, oh, we noticed you haven't been opening our emails. Are you still interested? And then after 2 weeks they go, actually, you didn't respond to my last email about not opening my emails. I'm going to delete you from my email list. Is that okay? And then 2 weeks later, here it is.
This is something you want to do like maybe once a year or so. It's not something you do all the time. It's not something you do regularly. But when you start looking at your stats and you see that the numbers are not good and you're just not getting the opens like you were, you probably have accumulated people that, like you said, are no longer interested, that maybe signed up 3 or 4 years ago. I've got people who have been on my mailing list forever, and I don't want them on there anymore. So I'm going through this process of cleaning them out. But you don't just do it real quickly. Like, it's a process. You want to give people time, because sometimes people don't open it for a while, but they're still interested, but maybe they open it once in the past 3 months. And so, okay, that might be somebody that's still interested. Somebody that hasn't opened it for 6 months or longer, you don't even want to mess with. There's just no point. So here's another trick too. This is a really cool trick. So you don't completely trash them. Eventually you pull these emails out of MailChimp or wherever so that you're not paying for it anymore. You export it out, you have it sitting on your computer, right? If you do Facebook advertising, one of the cool things you can do is the lookalike. So you put in an email list, and then it's going to go look for people that match that email list. So let's say on your email list, it's a bunch of social media marketers. It's going to go take that group of people and go look for similar people like that. So that's why they call it lookalike. So it could actually be very beneficial for something like that, if that's part of your marketing and your strategy, with advertising. So really interesting things that you can do with your emails.
Very good.
Astonishing.
Okay, Gabe, how is Gabe making it snow? Gabe Salcedo, how are you
I
making
wanna
it snow?
know,
There's got to
like-
be there's got to be some kind of hack or some kind of thing that they're doing that makes it snow. Is it like clicking on the North Pole? What is it?
I
How
can't.
is this
No,
happening?
there it goes again.
Magic.
Somebody's watching at Blab, and they're doing this for us. You know, they're like giving us this.
Oh, type
Nice
in
snow.
/snow. Really?
There we go.
Really?
Oh,
That's what we. Oh, that's cool.
do you want to say hi to Keith?
Oh,
So when it stops, we just do /no.
hey, guy.
Hey guys, can you see?
Hi.
There's Keith.
Keith, there's Tony. Madeline
Hey, Tony.
and Samantha. This is Tony.
Hey, Tony. Nice to meet you.
Where is he? I can't
Good to see you as well. So you're in Houston, right?
I just made it snow. I just did the /snow.
You type in /snow, it goes like this. It makes
You
snow
know,
come
here's
flat.
what it just did. I typed in /snow, and it converted it, and it said just made it snow. It says that I said just made it snow. I typed in /snow, and it did that. That's funny.
That's awesome. Unfortunately, guys, I've got to run. But Keith, can you hear me?
I
Keith?
can.
Awesome. What's really funny is your video has not quite said that yet, but nonetheless, I am going out of town. Keith, I just wanted to follow up on our email. I'm going out of town tomorrow through the end of the year, so I'm going to follow up with you in the first week of January, if that's okay.
No worries at all.
Does that work?
Now, Dawn, give him a
Yeah,
kiss.
great.
Give him a kiss there. Bye, honey.
Oh, that's not my honey. No, my real honey would go like this.
Oh,
His real
sorry.
honey would go like this.
Well, that's just it. It's okay.
Sorry,
So-
Liz.
This is my boss.
Yes.
She's
So,
from Ireland.
oh, she's
It's
from
okay.
Ireland.
It's okay. She's from Ireland.
Oh, yeah, I really got us. That's
Sorry,
anyway. Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
I'll
hop
follow
out
up
now.
in January, and Madeline, I know a whole lot more about you than you do about me, and I would love to connect when I'm in Houston next, which is where my brother-in-law is. So if we can, do
Okay.
that.
Sure.
Perfect. All right, guys. Thanks. Merry Christmas. See ya.
Nice
Love
meeting you. And we need to wrap up, guys, because it's already 10 after the hour. I got to go get ready for my Twitter class. I hope we made some heads explode today because
You made my
I
honey.
always feel good when that happens. You know, I feel like I've done my job. So
we
I hope
quickly-
if anybody feels like their heads exploded tonight, you know, feel free to say that here in the chat room and let me know. And this was a lot of fun. We covered a lot, a whole lot.
Yeah, that a lot.
Are we
I
doing it
learned
next week?
huge
Are we
things.
doing it next week?
You know, I think we ought to take a break next week with the holidays and stuff.
Yeah, no worries.
I think it's going to be hard to get people next week, and then we just, you know, come back, you know, first of the year.
All right. Do we
Does that
want to
sound good,
bring
everybody?
Yes,
do you,
good.
you need to go? You've got to start soon.
What's that?
I'm just wondering whether we try and get Axel in and chat about his. And Ian's not able to join.
Well,
in.
I gotta go.
You got to go. Okay. No worries.
I have to go.
Send me the recordings. I'm actually now creating a
Yeah,
really
I
lovely.
still can't figure out how to add you as the host on here.
I'm going to do some recordings on. Okay, so I'm starting part 2. If you're up for it, I'm happy to keep going. I know that Tim has just joined. I'd love you to come in and tell me what you've been doing with Blab if you want to. Tim, Axel, if you want to come in, I'd love to hear from you because you really have got a fantastic Twitter strategy, and I know that everyone would love to hear that. Dawn, you can come back in and talk about Twitter. Anyone at all? Ian, I really want to hear from you, but I know you've got to go. So anyone who wants to come in, I think that no, I'm not really quite sure how to do that, to be honest. So if is everyone okay? So Rocker Life Coach is on another call. Do you want to come in, Axel? Do you want to have a chat about what you've been doing, about your strategy with video? Roy, do you want to come in and have a chat about what you've been doing there? I think it'd be really quite lovely to do that, have a bit of fun with it. If you're still up for it, Samantha, and it's not too late, you're welcome back in. Or Cheval, if you want to come back in and have a chat. So other than that, I'm not really quite sure what to do, but it's all part of the fun. It's brand new here, and a lot of us are having a lot of trouble getting in. Okay, so Axel's on a conference call in India. I know that Tim's on a call. Ian's got to go. Cheval, can you get in? Or Dawn, can you get in? Maybe not. If you can't, well, maybe it's a sensible process to wrap up and pick this up another time. It's all very, very organic. So let me stop the recording